Hello, Naysayer Nation. We are back again for the Aftershow Podcast. Now that that wrestling crap is done with, Jay is now free to do the show again.
It's crazy. Like they just started doing the major pay-per-views 2 nights, kind of like they do for WrestleMania. Other than that, like they have been doing them Saturday nights, which is great. But yeah, that was a big one. So
That's what she said.
yeah, I could not I will have to miss next week though because I'll be in Paris.
Ooh,
Yeah, so it'll be
Paris.
it'll be 2 o'clock in the afternoon when we would go live. So
What are you doing in Paris?
I'm gonna see the Eiffel Tower with my wife.
Just to take your just spur of the moment and say, hey, you know what? I want to take my wife all the way to Paris.
Yeah,
Oh well,
I mean, I'm
if you
renting
know
a car.
if you know JayShockblast, if you've been watching, if you've been tapped in with the pod, you know when he makes that face, when he says he's just going to Paris to spend time with his wife, what he actually means is some company is paying him a bag of money to do something that he's not allowed to talk about.
Listen,
You know the vibes.
when you get the opportunity to get a trip somewhere and you can piggyback off of it into a vacation, you do it.
Absolutely.
And my wife's a teacher, so like if it's during the school year, she like when I get these things, she can't do it. Um, so this time it was like, going to Europe is not cheap. So
Of course.
uh, when a solid portion of it is paid for, you try to piggyback off it. So we're
Absolutely.
gonna do that. But otherwise, I don't know what I'm allowed to say and not say, so we're gonna say nothing.
We're gonna say nothing, but
We're
I will say Jay will be gone, but we definitely will have we should have an after show podcast towards the end of the month to recap all the game news that's going to come out from Gamescom. Gamescom, very big deal. It's not that I believe it's 10 days from now. Gamescom. I think it's the. I think people will start coming in on the 18th, and I know opening night live is the 20th, and
19th.
then
I have it on good authority. It's the 19th.
opening night live is the 19th this year.
It's a Tuesday. Yes, I have it on good authority.
On good authority, it's usually the 20th. But looks around that time, and I think I know the future game shows emailed me. They want me to co-stream their Gamescom thing. So it's the day. I know it's the day after Gamescom, and I think they said it's the 20th, 21st. One of those things. Either way, Gamescom, one of the biggest gaming events of the year. Basically, I think in terms of hierarchy of reveals, of how big of a deal it is, I think it's Game Awards, Gamescom, Summer Game Fest.
I would reverse Summer Game Fest and Gamescom, but I mean they're very close.
I think it has the branding. Summer Game Fest for sure has the branding, but I feel like Gamescom is substantially a much bigger deal than Summer Game Fest, not just because, and I think the quality of the reveals reflect that, but I think it's also because it's not just basically 3 hours of ads. Like Gamescom is like the actual closest thing we have to E3.
Yeah.
When it comes to that, because it's a whole week-long convention.
The only reason I kind of think Summer Game Fest is because other companies try to attach to the same time, because that's the traditional block for E3. And like, I mean, I know they didn't do it this year, but Xbox usually has their, well, they did have like a small showcase. And, last year IGN had their thing. I don't know if they did it this year. So I mean, either way, I've never been to Europe. I'm looking forward to seeing Amsterdam and I'm looking forward to seeing Paris. Looking forward to maybe getting some chocolate in Belgium.
Yeah.
There may be another country we go to.
Hopefully, while you're there, maybe if your wife lets you, you can see if you can get a ticket to Gamescom, or at least watch it. Watch along. Watch me co-stream it. I think Jay is right. It is the 19th because my email for Future Game Show is for the 20th, and they have it the day after Open Night Live. So it looks like it's the 19th this year, indeed.
Yeah, I'm fairly certain it's the 19th.
Yeah. Well, Jay, always got to fact check Jay, but we gotta say what's up to the chat. Shout out to Gio for being first this week. Congratulations, my friend. And we'll give that a round. Shout out to Gio. Right under him, we got Eastwood, who loves being under, from what I've heard. So I'm sure he'll appreciate that one. What's up, Sam? What's up, King? What's up, Liam? Appreciate you. What's up, Super Patrick? Welcome. What's up, No Cap? Hello. What's up, Jay? The other Jay. No relation. What's up, Gabe? Shout out to Gabe. Always love to have you here. Justify. So
that is Stardust.
Stardust? Is that another rebrand?
I believe so. I think I'm right that's him.
I miss Stardust, but I support the journey. I got to tap in. Cap Tay, last of understanding what it do. Appreciate you. Tis you. Yep, only Stardust would say that.
I have never ever once partaken in anything referred to you as Mary Jane. So not for me. It's just
I think in Jay's time they called it wacky tobacco.
It just happens to be a place that we saw. There's a show. It was hosted by the guy from The Walking Dead. Why can't I think of his name?
Which
one? He had the baseball bat.
Jeffrey D. Morgan.
Yeah, he hosted a show called Destination X, where they put people on a bus that you couldn't see out of, and they drove them around all of Europe, and they had to guess where they were based on some games they played. And when they walked out of the bus, they always had these goggles on where they couldn't see anything.
That sounds fun.
And Amsterdam was one of the locations they went on, and since it is in the area where my flight will be landing, we rented a car to go there first, then to Paris, and then back to the other undisclosed location where my flight lands. That is not Heathrow, where we do have a layover.
Of course.
But the final destination, Destination X, if you will, we may be saying Guten Tag. I don't know.
I think you're saying too much, Jay.
The thing is, I'm pretty sure I could talk about it, but nobody has said that I couldn't. But nobody said that I could. So yeah, I don't know.
Jay already spoiled it. They know.
Yeah, so
quick pivot to the first topic. I knew I wanted to do some good old fashioned React content to this one. I noticed that Sony dropped a new Spider-Man Brand New Day video.
Ooh.
They're pretty aggressive in promoting Brand New Day. Of course, it's currently filming in Glasgow. I don't know how close that is to Stardust, but all those countries where they talk funny sound the same to me.
I think it's a different island. I think it's I think Scotland's in a not on the same.
They all drink tea. It doesn't matter. So weird, but they're filming over there. It's pandemonium. I mean, you got crowds gathered around watching the film. We've got to see some footage of Tom Holland. Obviously, we already saw the new suit, but we also got to see him, shooting some scenes, doing some web swinging, some practical web swinging. We got to see some Punisher. Got to see he's got a fresh new outfit. The skull was finally painted. Looks pretty cool. Scotland is drive away. It's Ireland that decide to split themselves off like Metropolis Superman. There you go.
I've looked at the European map quite a lot the last 2 weeks, trying to decide the paths we want to drive. But I'm very much looking forward to it.
But we got this new video that I have not actually watched yet. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna save it for the pod because I'm a professional. So let's watch it together because I'm sure Jay has been too busy with Europe or whatever.
I've literally seen this still frame. That's it.
Yes, that's all Mr. Shockblast has seen. So this is a fresh, perfect in the moment reaction from both of us. Let's check it out. This is Spider-Man Brand New Day 1 on set.
Alrighty. So how you feeling? Yeah, I feel good, man. It's day one. My fourth ever day one on Spider-Man.
There's the suit.
You know, it's funny putting the suit on. It feels different this time somehow.
Well, it is.
On set for day one, so it's really exciting to share this.
Doesn't that sound like? I just realized this.
Are you gonna say it sounds like Otter?
No, Tom Holland sounds like Stardust.
I can hear that too, I guess.
I just realized.
I think that's also racist, though. Like, are you just saying they all sound the same?
It's not racist. They're British or whatever. It doesn't matter. He of course, yeah. He's already watched this about 1,000 times. Checks out. He loves hearing his own voice. Yeah, but
this is 100% accurate. I do.
Yep. But I don't think I asked you. What do you think of the new suit?
I like it. I mean, in typical Spider-Man fashion, everybody is going to criticize everything down to the stitch.
Of course.
I am at a point in my life where I can't look at Spider-Man without the white spider, though. And it's funny because when that one came out, everybody hated it.
Of course.
But like for me, it's like that's my Spider-Man, you know what I mean? This one's pretty cool. I just feel like the white popped so well, you know?
I can't believe I'm saying this so early in the show, but I agree with Jay. I am an advanced suit enjoyer. I think 2.0 especially is really good, and I would love to see it in live action. I do like this suit. I think it's definitely one of the better live action suits we've had. Definitely better than his previous.
I like the shade of blue.
Yeah, I do enjoy the little hints of raised webbing they added, to kind of improve on the final swing suit, which I also thought was great. TASM 2 still the best live action suit to me, but definitely would love to see the White Spider make its debut at some point. I like the comic Iron Spider suit. I'm not that much of a fan of the MCU interpretation. And the people.
We've got some familiar faces on set.
Good to see you, man.
I'm just going to do my best. Hopefully get it right. No pressure.
Wow, that was a really good one.
On top of the tank.
So he does look a little he does look like he's filling the suit a little bit better. I wouldn't say he looks like fat.
I think this is unfortunate angle and screenshot. He definitely looks he definitely looks like a mall Santa Spider-Man in this shot. Like all the other shots looks great, tremendous aura. This one he looks like pudgy and dumpy, like especially around the lower body. They definitely chose the wrong chose the wrong still for this for the thumbnail.
Yeah, I mean, I think it looks fine. I mean, I think he actually looks maybe more, I mean, those thighs are a little thunderous, but I mean, he looks kind of like built otherwise.
Yeah,
I think I don't think he looks chubby or fat. I think he's
Yeah.
filling the suit like, and it's so like form fitting that like it is what it is, you know?
and obviously this is not how it's going to look like on film.
And like, have you seen the thighs of an NFL running back? I mean, they're monstrous, you know? So
Yeah.
like,
like this is a better this is our thumbnail. I chose
right.
Sony. Take notes. You can consult me. This should have been the thumbnail, but yeah, I think the suit generally looks good. Funny enough, the tank he was riding on has the Inner Demon logo, so it seems that we might be getting potentially some Mr. Negative in Brand New Day.
You got to use the guy that was Mr. Negative in the game, right? Like he's a pretty well-known actor, right?
Well, he's not a pretty well-known actor, but he is well liked among, you know, he got his big claim to fame from the Spider-Man games.
Oh, you know why I'm thinking of him? Because he was in Gotham Knights too, right? He was Red Hood.
Yeah, I think was he in Gotham Knights? I know he was in a couple games, and he was in, I think he was in the last Mission Impossible movie as well. I remember watching his interview he did with the guy who runs the Spider-Man Countdown channel, and he was talking about, you know, how great Tom Cruise was, and you know how nice he was.
Yeah.
He
was Red Hood.
What was his name?
Stephen O. Young.
Yeah, Stephen O. Young. Yeah. Obviously, he would be perfect live action Mr. Negative. I mean, Insomniac modeled his actual person as Mr. Negative in the game. He's obviously got the voice. He's passionate about it. He's also a martial artist, and he's an experienced actor. So yeah, it would just be perfect casting. Would love it if they picked him up. It would be disappointing if they ended up casting someone else, but you know, Hollywood is going to Hollywood.
There are definitely a lot of people that could probably pull it off, but
some leakers are saying that he is in the movie. Yeah. I'm definitely taking some of it with a grain of salt. Like I think because it's different in gaming. Like when it comes to like Jeff Grubb or Tom Henderson or something like that, you can be like, okay, that's definitely happening, you know. Or if it's like Nick the Hate, you're just like, usually accurate, but you know, and there's a clear established tier list. I don't know the tier list for like movie industry TV leakers. I know Daniel RPK is up there. Obviously, he has his haters, but he's usually pretty spot on, particularly when it comes to the casting stuff. I can definitely vouch for, but like I'm seeing a lot of random people like Schneider or whatever. Everyone's got their leaks, and I know a lot of them don't come true, but I'm not familiar with all of the people, but I know an Inner Demon logo when I see it. So that doesn't necessarily mean they will use Mr. Negative. You know, they could just be setting that up, but feel like if the Inner Demons are in the movie in some capacity, feels like Mr. Negative is somewhere, or Martin Lee is somewhere around there, because they could also be doing that thing where it's like, well, it's not Mr. Negative. No, it's probably Mr. Negative. Like we don't know too much. We know Hulk is in this. We know Punisher is in. We know that Scorpion is going to be in it. They have the girl from Stranger Things, Sadie Sink, in a undisclosed role, though rumors are saying she's Mayday Parker. There's
hate that.
Yeah, we'll see how that pans out, but yeah,
I thought the initial rumors that she was going to be Jean Grey.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, I mean, it's there. I don't buy all these rumors. We got it. That's why we got to take these. The rumors are all over the place. Like that's why I'm saying take it a grain of salt because there's so many conflicting rumors and reports.
To address though, Liam's point. Sorry, wrong. Steven. That was Steven Yeun, I think.
Yeah, Steven Yeun. Yeah,
he was
from
Walking
Walking
Dead.
Dead. Yeah, completely different Asian. Completely different. That's racist.
And thank God they changed it because
yeah, that was a terrible choice.
And what Pullman nailed it.
He was absolutely perfection as a century. But this is there was like because I remember there were rumors before about how Spider-Man Brand New Day was going to be this multiverse thing and now that we're here we're finding out it's like this super grounded, supposed to be like a grounded street level story with Punisher and Hulk. So like take these leaks and rumors for sure with a grain of salt and like try to factor in who's delivering the information and try to look at their track record, see how accurate they are.
Here's the problem I have. Okay, like I have already seen way too much of this movie. like, and this is probably just like one scene that's going to take up like 2 minutes of the entire movie. But I feel like I've already seen the whole movie. Like, this has been a weird week because like normally these movies are, sure, people see stuff on set. Like Superman was filmed in Cleveland mostly, and you saw a lot of that stuff coming out. But man, I know somebody that's in my chat a lot said they were going down. They're in Scotland, and they were going to go down to the set. So like that, I mean, we've got movies that get filmed in Worcester from time to time, and I know I saw some of the filming of one of the Walking Dead spin-offs like a year or two ago. And I've seen some other stuff, but like, man, there's just a lot going on.
Actually disagree here. I know Kevin Feige specifically mentioned that they're not going to mention the events, for example, of Thunderbolts and Daredevil Born Again. I liked it when the Netflix, because the Netflix series did this. I like that they like vaguely will reference stuff that happened in Marvel movies or whatever if it's relevant, but they don't build it around the TV stuff. Like I think that one of the problems was there was just too much trying to tie everything, and like filmmaking doesn't really work like that because you have all these different people, different visions, different writers, and they're trying to craft this story, and now, but because one movie does this thing, now you have to like bring everything. Like I don't like I don't like them having to be like, oh well, if you didn't watch this Disney Plus show, you're not going to get the really context. Like one of the problems with the Marvels is that if you watch everything on Disney Plus, oh, that movie kind of makes that movie makes sense. It's a sequel to Secret Invasion, which was dog shit, but it was a sequel. It's also like a follow up of WandaVision and the Miss Marvel TV series. But if you didn't watch any of that and you see the trailer, you're like, what is this? I see Captain Marvel. Who are they? Why are they here? What's up with Nick Fury? What's the space? What is going on? And it's like do I have to watch? So if I want to get the full context, I have to sit through Miss Marvel. I have to watch Captain Marvel, Miss Marvel, WandaVision, and Secret Invasion. It's like no, like I'm fine. I'm perfectly fine. Like Daredevil Born Again had set up this big climax where Kingpin's got control of the city and Daredevil's trying to rally everyone together to fight them. Like why do we have to take that? Because a lot of people didn't even watch that. Why take that and build your big Spider-Man movie, which Marvel really needs to hit. and throw all that in there. Like, no, I think they should do the story that they wanted to tell without having to worry about what happened on Disney Plus. Or, like at least I like that they're separate. Like the Daredevil cameo and No Way Home was great. I thought that was cool. It was short. It was, it was cute. Whatever. Yeah, let's not take it a step further and and they have to worry about, oh well, there's martial law, like there, because that was the whole thing with the Thunderbolts. Like, there's no way to like organically work that into the new season, especially since it's already in production. Of oh well, New York was briefly taken over by a sadness virus. Like, I don't know what the fuck. Like that's not where we left off. Like, what are we doing?
Yeah, I mean, I liked how Netflix always did it. Like, there were subtle hints here and there.
Yeah,
that like they were in the same place. Like, you'd see Spider-Man ice cream bars and stuff like that. But yeah, I don't think you always have to tie everything in together. I'm looking. I mean, I think all the Spider-Man movies have been really good.
Yeah, I love the MCU ones.
Tom Holland is my Spider-Man, and it's weird to say that since I'm older. So you would think I would, gravitate towards Toby, but I don't know. I love Tom Holland as Spider-Man. I just think he's like even like outside of the film, you just see him do any interview. He's kind of a space cadet, so you could totally see him as Peter Parker.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean?
He's definitely fantastic. He's definitely grown into the role, and the writing has gotten a little better as well. But yeah, I think he's definitely earned his place as a great Spider-Man. He's truly fantastic, and despite that, Andrew will always be my Spider-Man.
Yeah, I see. So I think Spider-Man is one of those things where like all three of them are they're
fantastic,
legendary. Like, you've got.
Honestly, I don't think you could go wrong, except for not saying Andrew. But that aside.
Well, you'd think I would like that Spider-Man series too, because Dennis Leary is one of my favorite comedians. He's from my town. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel like Andrew. I would say I feel like Andrew is the best Spider-Man, but Tom is the best Peter. I think at this point I'm crowning Tom as the best Peter. Toby was great, but it was just always weird to me that Toby was like 40 playing a high school. Like that was from that era.
Tom's starting to get up there.
What, he's like 30 now. What?
He's something around there.
He's
Yeah,
like 20. He's still in his 20s, but he looks 16.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, they would absolutely put him in like a Saved by the Bell reboot as like a regular high schooler for sure.
Yeah. Toby at the time looked like a grown ass man in high school. like it was never a thing where there was always that immersion breaking thing you had to look past. Tom always looked like a high schooler. It made sense, and like I think he really embodies like the Peter character. He sounds like Peter.
Raimi's suitors have kind of ruined that. To me, they're like just the slightly less annoying Snyder Cut people.
True, I think that's accurate.
So I mean, especially when Spider-Man is like right there in your face, they like become a little more like overbearing, if you will. The Raimi suitors.
It's okay to be an old man, Gabe. you have company here in the Aftershow podcast.
Let me just tell you, he's gonna have to pay up on that bet with Travis like hard.
Oh yeah. Superman doing great at the box office, definitely not hitting $2 billion.
Yeah, I don't think you could combine Superman and the Fantastic Four and have them even come close to $2 billion.
Not even.
I mean,
not even hit $1 billion.
I think they've hit $1 billion.
Fantastic Four is currently at 430.
Oh, I thought it was at like 480, and I think Superman's at like 540 or so.
I haven't checked Superman. We'll get to Fantastic Four as well, but I am also wanted to get your thoughts on if hypothetically, if Brand New Day underperforms relative to expectations, and this is a big if because everyone loves Spider-Man and there's so much hype for this film. But if that happens, is Marvel cooked?
I think you have to fire Feige at that point.
Yeah.
You know, like if I don't know if you follow why am I blanking? Rob Liefeld at all?
Yeah, he
has a hate boner for Rob,
yes.
For Feige, Kevin Feige.
Yeah, to me it feels like it seems like he just is mad that Feige didn't invite him to that party, and he's never let it go ever since.
I don't think he got in the credits either, though.
Yeah, I respect the pettiness, but
yeah, it's totally petty, but he's not wrong.
No, he's
like,
you're wrong. It feels like he was like chilling until they didn't invite him to that party, and then he started speaking like the real.
Yeah, like if you think about it, you think about how bad the Disney Plus stuff has been, and how meh some of these recent movies have been. He's not that genius anymore. You know what I mean? Like
he deserves it. I think for sure that there, and I've heard talk of this, that there was like some other minds behind the MCU and the success that left or were pushed out, and once it was just Feige, things went off the rails, and I can see that because I think Kevin Feige himself said that they didn't really have a plan after Endgame, which is insane. they wouldn't have a plan. That definitely tells me that there was definitely some other minds that went into the MCU that left, because watching phase 4 and 5, and it definitely felt like Feige, it was being overseen by someone who's in over their head.
Yeah, I just have a hard, like, I can understand Thunderbolts underperforming. I cannot for the life of me understand Fantastic Four underperforming. Like, I don't go to many movies twice, you know what I mean? And I saw that in theaters twice. And to me, it just feels like the entire movie going business since COVID has just been crushed. And yeah, some of the movies that were released were not great, but I can't make sense of this Fantastic Four stuff. Like, why aren't people seeing it?
Yeah, that is a great question, because I've heard some people bat around the idea that 500 million is a new billion, which I can understand the cope there, but a billion is a billion. Like,
yeah.
And there are going to be movies that hit that, and for whatever reason, actually, I do know the reason. I think I do know the reason, actually. So this is I think not like a Fantastic Four specific problem, or even a superhero specific problem, because people throw on superhero fatigue, which obviously is not the case. I think people underestimate, especially executives, they underestimate the importance of consistency and momentum. And the reason why, because their Fantastic Four is better than a lot of stuff that came out during the MCU at its peak, and those movies still did insane numbers. And I don't think it's the pandemic, because since then we've had movies do
extremely well,
way beyond what we expected. We had small movies blow up. We've had blockbuster movies do it. Like the Avatar movies are still doing 1-2 billion. We had Deadpool and Wolverine over
Minecraft. Everybody said it was awful, and it
terrible movie
made $1 billion.
And that made $1 billion. So it's not that people aren't going to the movies anymore. It's not that there's superhero fatigue. I think it's literally just the fact that I think it's a Marvel specific problem, specifically an MCU specific problem. And I think we're seeing the residual effects of what happens when you have negative momentum and lack of consistency, like lack of, I should say, positive consistency. And because we've seen signs of this. Guardians of the Galaxy 3 was a really good movie, but it had if you remember, it had a relatively bad opening week, particularly for a Marvel movie, especially for a Guardians of the Galaxy movie. But it had a historic second week drop off in the positive direction for a Marvel movie, because the movie was so good that people were like, hey, this actually is great. And then instead of that, 80 or 70% drop off, there was a substantially smaller drop off for the second week, and it like held and didn't drop off any further, so that it eventually got over that 800 million mark because of all the word of mouth. But it stumbled initially because going into it, what did Marvel have before that? Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, dog water movie. What happened? What did they have before that? Wakanda Forever, mid. You had Thor: Love and Thunder, dog water. Multiverse of Madness, mid. Like it's like momentum matters, like it, because then on top of that, you didn't have anything like really popping off Marvel side on Disney Plus. You're just putting out mid after mid on that as well. So we're seeing all of this. We saw way more Marvel projects than we normally would, but they were mid or bad. So now it's like, okay, the new Marvel movie is out. The last few ones I saw were ass. I'll probably just wait for reviews or whatever. I'll come back. That's what happened. And I think that's what happened to Fantastic Four, because Brave New World was cheeks. That negatively affected the momentum of Thunderbolts, which already, had an uphill battle because it was a Thunderbolts movie full of mostly characters no one knew unless they were, tapped in to Disney Plus outside of, Bucky. And then that one flopped. So then we go into Fantastic Four, which, had a strong first week. But I think the strong first week came from the fact that most of the people who wanted to see it came to see it. That's why I think generally Marvel is so first weekend heavy, because you have all the Marvel people come and make sure they show up, and then there's a drop off after that, because that's because then you're relying on more casual going movie audiences, and I think maybe Fantastic Four just didn't have that virality, and it's still again working not working with like a big lead in. Like, remember, like Multiverse of Madness, I thought was mid, but it had No Way Home as a lead in, and that was $1 billion movie. I feel like if the movie that came before Fantastic Four was Deadpool and Wolverine, Fantastic Four would be approaching that $1 billion mark.
This is a wild statistic to think about, like, if that I don't have the numbers in front of me, and I'm just gonna take
these are
at their word.
No, these are accurate.
Yeah, but like that's crazy to me, because objectively, Fantastic Four is substantially better than both of those movies.
Exactly, but they had better momentum, because at that time you had No Way Home did a lot of heavy lifting. WandaVision at the time was like the one thing on Disney Plus. Like, we didn't have like 20 Disney Plus, Marvel series that were trash. Like, we had WandaVision, which a lot of people enjoyed, but even though it did fall off dramatically towards the end, but that was kind of it. And then you had No Way Home, which was a huge, big thing. It was a big phenomenon, even though that movie was also rated. But it got people hyped about the multiverse a little bit, and then they used that multiverse aspect in the cameos to market Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. Because like, oh, you like Toby and Andrew? in Spider-Man? Well, you know, we got a certain someone in a yellow wheelchair, you know, hopping up, and well, you might want to tap, you know, it was, you know, that sort of thing. And then Wakanda Forever was just, it was the first movie, it was the first Black Panther movie after you know, Chadwick's passing, and the first Black Panther movie had made over $1 billion. So it was a sequel to a already $1 billion movie, and it was also the first movie without Chadwick. So a lot of people wanted to tap in and pay their respects, or just see, you know, what they would do without him. So they had that working against them. Once they started losing that positive momentum, then we started seeing like worse and worse performances. You know, we got the, you know, Ant-Man, and finally the Marvels being their rock bottom.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, it's wild though that like I don't think I can think of many movies getting more positive reactions.
Yeah, it was great.
And it's weird because it's not just Fantastic Four; it's happening to Superman too, and that one makes even less sense because that's fucking Superman.
Well, to be fair, DC has been like a disaster area when it comes when we're talking about negative momentum. Like, yeah, like Superman has so much to working against it, because holy, like I think I saw the stat that Superman was the first DC movie in like 3 years, I think, to break even, and that's the Batman, and that's the Batman. If you exclude the Elseworld stuff, like it's bad. Like DC, like there's nothing. They were doing nothing apart from like Batman. Like the DCUO was a disaster. They struck gold with Aquaman, mostly because of a unplanned surge in support overseas, and they had the first Wonder Woman, but they really just could not have consistent quality, and then they just went on that insane run of just flop after flop after flop, and James Gunn came and just, you know, reset everything. And, you know, I thought Superman could have done it 1 billion. I wasn't going to say 2 because that, you know, it's crazy,
Yeah.
but
That's uncharted territory. But like Jurassic World Rebirth has made $771 million. Like, help! I saw that. I was Universal gave me an early opportunity to see the movie, so thank you to them. I saw it in Boston. I thought it was good, you know, but I'm shocked that it's made that much more than Superman and, you know, the Fantastic Four.
I'm actually not shocked. It's because I mean, the reality is people love Jurassic Park movies. Like they again have positive momentum, despite their quality. All of them have made money.
Yeah.
They're people just love showing up. They see the Jurassic Park name, they see the Jurassic name, and they just love to come out and see some people get chased by dinosaurs. Like they understand that's what people want, and they just give it to them. In the case of Jurassic, in the new one, from what my understanding, they did a better job of it than the previous ones. So you're getting,
it's very straightforward.
Yeah, you're getting the same thing that you usually pay for, but like a better version of it, you know. And there's Scarlett Johansson.
There's a guy sitting in my row that was dressed up in full Jurassic Park like costume outfit, like you're like a ranger, like the gray suit with the scarf and everything, and he had like a dinosaur puppet. It was kind of weird.
Hey, don't kink shame.
I mean, it was like, I was like, damn, I did not really think of that as something somebody would do, but I guess it makes sense. And trust me, like Lego Jurassic World, you mispronounce a dinosaur name, everybody's going to comment on your video. It's going to drive up engagement, and yeah, that was a good game for me. So learn that trick early on. Just mispronounce the dinosaur names. Yeah, everybody will comment on it.
Classic YouTuber tip.
Yeah.
Intentionally intentionally puts a mistake in the video to drive engagement in the comments.
Ooh, let me tell you, if you don't say Dilophosaurus or Dilophosaurus, if you don't say it, whichever one of those is right, they'll let you know.
I'm trying to find what the updated box office for Superman is, but can't find it. I think Collider has it, but for some reason it's not.
Approximately 555 million worldwide as of August 6th. But these runs are like shorter and shorter too.
Yeah. You said how much is it?
Approximately 555 million worldwide. 316.2 domestic, 235 overseas.
All right. Yeah, so it's probably not going to catch Jurassic Park, and I think they're going to take that as a W because all their other movies didn't make any money, and and now they finally have a positive start to their cinematic universe, and I think they'll take that as a W and build off it. Sounds like it. I mean, James Gunn confirmed that they're already in the works on a follow-up. He's saying it's not a Superman 2. It is a follow-up movie that heavily features Superman, but he's saying it's not like it exactly Superman 2. So we'll see what that ends up being. It's probably like dealing with whatever the big threat is. I would assume it's related to the Authority, but we'll see. But the next movie they're doing is going to be Supergirl. I'm curious to see how that one. I think that one's going to do well.
Yeah, like I said, I don't know that we 100% talked about it with spoilers at all, but like I didn't see Millie Alcock as Supergirl when she was initially announced.
Yeah,
but when you see her in that end credit scene,
oh, she was perfect.
Perfection, like that's Supergirl. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we didn't go into details yet, but yeah, her Millie's Supergirl is perfect, and the reason for me is because I watched too much of the CW Supergirl, formerly CBS Supergirl, and I think one of my biggest problems with that show, aside from the CW writing, was that they didn't understand Supergirl. Like they just made her a female version of Superman, a Boy Scout, or in her case, a Girl Scout. But there was no, like, even though they had Superman appear in the show, there was fundamentally no difference between them. She was basically Clark. She worked at the Daily Planet as a nerdy reporter. She was all shucks and shy and awkward, and then she turned into Supergirl. She was super nice and loved everything and caring and was always fighting. Like, that's not Supergirl.
Yeah.
Like, there was fundamentally no difference between her and Clark except for their gender. And I thought they really missed the mark on doing a really interesting portrayal of Supergirl. And I was reading a little bit of Woman of Tomorrow when I heard James Gunn mentioned that's the inspiration for the movie, and I was looking at it, I was like, yeah, this is like this. I wish they had this kind of Supergirl. In I hope they have that in the DCU. And then getting to see her at the end of Superman, I'm like, yes, that's exactly what she's supposed to be. She's not, because she's not Clark. Like, they had fundamentally different upbringings. She's a completely different person.
Yeah, like if you think about it, like during Blackest Night, which is a big DC comic run, like the 2010s, where like all the lanterns show up and the Black Lanterns show up, and she actually ends up becoming a Red Lantern, and that is the emotion Rage.
Yeah.
So like that kind of tells you a little bit about her.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, she's angrier. She remembers more of Krypton. She doesn't have the same attachment to humans that Clark does.
Yeah, because she's technically older, and she kind of like, even though she gets there much later, she had to like kind of struggle to get there.
Yeah, and that's also a good point. I saw a lot of people complaining that Superman was weak, quote unquote, in this movie. Yeah, and obviously that's not true at all. But yeah, I think the problem is that they didn't have enough fly swatter scenes, for Superman. Like he has great feats, but obviously if you're the average, Snyder bro, you're not going to be smart enough to understand, what you just saw. But they didn't have a lot of scenes where it's just blatantly obvious, oh, I'm Superman, I'm just shitting all over you.
Yeah.
They made him struggle more so because he was facing very formidable enemies and situations, so he didn't really get to shine much until like the end. And again, I think they could have solved that with the opening scene. Show Superman being Superman for the week leading up to what happened. Show him intervening in the invasion. Show him in the typical day in the life. Like Fantastic Four, one of the things they did great was they introduced the Fantastic Four in the beginning, not with a text scroll saying, "Hey, this is who they are. This is what they did. This is," like, they showed them. They show very, very cleverly with the setup being the talk show where they were celebrating their anniversary, and they had clips, showing how they first got their powers and all the times they saved people and fought all these villains. Like if James Gunn had put that in there, I think there would be less people complaining that it felt like Superman was just weak and getting beat up all the time, because that's the one thing they're missing. Whereas Fantastic Four, I think, was missing more action. I think I think that's why I thought Fantastic Four was a better movie than Superman, but Superman was more fun.
Yeah, no, I can get behind that. Like, honestly, I love both movies a lot. Like very high nines for me.
Yeah.
I will say that I've seen the Odyssey get brought up a few times. That trailer looked pretty cool, and that is a star-studded cast.
Very star-studded. I mean, you got John Bernthal being John Bernthal, so it's going to be good.
My brother just texted me that he just met Daisuke Soji, Mr. Jin Sakai himself.
Ooh.
And he told him the story from when we met him like 2 years ago at Rhode Island Comic-Con. He claims he remembered me. So
I mean, who could forget JayShockblast?
Yeah. Well, it is a funny story, and probably one you don't get often. Like, I literally only wanted to meet him. So I drove down to Providence, Rhode Island, where it was, and I got out of the car. My brother jumped in the driver's seat and then did like 2 laps around the arena. I ran straight to him, met him, had my pop signed, and then I bounced. And my brother went in and talked to him after. And I told him that's what I was doing. I'm like, yeah, my brother is literally driving around. I just drove an hour down here. I'm going to leave my brother here. He's going to go home with our friend. And I literally came today just for you. So
worth it.
Yeah, for sure. I was going to give him that PlayStation figure that they released and have him sign it. But I'm like, nah, you know what? I'll wait for him to come back and do it myself.
Yeah. Maybe you'll be doing that for the voice actor for the new one, Ghost of Yotei.
Speaking of Ghost of Yotei, look at this. Everybody's talking about popcorn buckets these days, right? Look at this thing. There's like an Alamo Draft House popcorn bucket. I don't know why they had it, but
looks like a porta potty.
Ghosts of Yotei. No, it's like one of their little isn't this like a dumpling bin or something like that?
They're supposed to look like sex toys. That's the trend.
Well, I think this is like what they like make dumplings in. So I thought it was really cool, and I'm hiding controllers in it.
I don't know the context of this, but I actually relatively recently watched The Accountant 2. It came. They were both on Amazon, and I saw Accountant 2 pop up. So I ended up watching Accountant 1 and 2 back to back. I rewatched Accountant 1, really good movie. Yeah, Accountant 2 was pretty solid. I really liked it. I think one was a little better.
All this talk about the Odyssey though reminds me. There's this this band that I loved. They were called The Showdown, and they did an album that was basically a concept album, and it was based on the Odyssey. So all of the songs were about different gods like Odysseus and Ares, and it's such a good album. I freaking love that thing. So yeah, I have it on my that was one of those albums that, like, when it came out, nonstop for months at a time.
Oh, nerd.
Yeah. And The Showdown, I was for sure that they were going to be one of the biggest bands ever. Yeah, look at this is the album cover. It's got him with the all the arrows in his back, this big jack dude. Yeah, like Hephaestus, the hammer of gods, Aphrodite, the disillusionaire, Achilles, the backbreaker, Odysseus, the song of hope, Ares, I am vengeance. Yeah, so it's like the songs all like have that tone. I'm sorry, I'm gonna listen to that album after this because I love it. So
you like? Yeah, I think I liked Accountant 1 more because it was a better movie, and not just because it had Anna Kendrick in it.
That's a good reason to watch.
But it definitely is not the reason it's not it's superior. I mean, John Bernthal is great, but not only does The Accountant 1 have John Bernthal in it, but it's got a lot of Anna Kendrick. So so it's kind of hard to beat. You know, Part 2 had more John Bernthal, but it had no Anna Kendrick. So so it's actually a net negative to me at least. But I still thought it was very, very good. Surprisingly good. But something that's definitely not good is this situation. I think we talked about this briefly on the old Twitter, because I refuse to call it X. But we got the news this week that Disney finally settled that lawsuit with Gina Carano. For a refresher, Gina Carano was Cara Dune in Mandalorian, and she'd been beefing on social media with a lot of activist types because she was before it was because she was not you know, being to them a good ally by, you know, doing performative stuff like putting pronouns in her bio.
Yeah, that's what I think started it all.
Yeah, that's what kicked it off. Like she kept getting like harassed by people asking why her pronouns weren't in her bio, and she responded finally by just putting beep pop boop in there, and that just made everything way worse. So, and at that point, she became progressively more to the right, which obviously a lot of types at Disney did not appreciate, and it finally blew up when she made a Instagram post where she the implication was that she felt like conservatives were being dehuman, or people who were outspoken again in some way against, you know, the vaccine or whatever, were being dehumanized. And you know what happens when you dehumanize people. And she used a photo from the Holocaust to make the point that leading up to that, it was a dehumanization, and she was trying to make the case that people that thought like her were similarly being dehumanized, which people obviously ran with, and called her an anti-Semite, said she hated Jews, she was a bigot, and all this other stuff, and Disney responded by firing her from The Mandalorian. And obviously the culture warriors on the right had a huge problem with that, and it was a whole thing. And then she announced that she was suing them for defamation, and she was suing Disney specifically for defamation and wrongful termination. I think she was only asking for like 75 grand and her job back. And Elon Musk, and because he got in the culture war, he decided to fund the lawsuit, and we hadn't heard anything about it until now. They've settled. I'm guessing they settled for a lot of money, because the statement that Disney issued was insane. I actually had to tweet about this. So keep in mind, when they fired her. Now and like from what we heard, her castmates didn't have a problem with them. Didn't have a problem. No one really had a problem. She had her stuff on social media. Obviously, a lot of other actors, Pedro Pascal in particular, are very outspoken about their politics on Twitter. People feel like she got fired because she had the wrong politics. Which is probably the case. But the fact is, Disney stood on business at the time. They said, "Hey, you're a bigot. We don't want you here. You're bad. You're fired. Bye." And like, cool. Well, now they're singing a different tune. This statement is insane. So the official statement from Lucasfilm rep was, "Miss Carano was always well respected by her directors, co-stars, and staff, and she worked hard to perfect her craft while treating her colleagues with kindness and respect. With this lawsuit concluded, we look forward to identifying opportunities to work together with Miss Carano in the near future." That's absolutely ridiculous, bro.
Yeah. just let her be. She just wanted to be Cara Dune, okay? This is why when it happened, I was on her side, just because up until the whole Holocaust thing, that was a little bit much. But like, I understood where she was coming from, because like, she was basically they were trying to bully her into doing something she didn't want to do. And right. Because the implication is like, because of what it was, they tried to make it out to be like, oh, you're a terrible person because you won't do it. And then when she pushed back by making fun of them, they couldn't take it and they threw a hissy fit. That's the way I look at it, because like, if she doesn't want to do it, she doesn't want to do it. I'm going to be honest with you. I feel like I'm very supportive of anybody, no matter, what they believe in. I don't want to put that in my bio either, because it doesn't matter to me,
I joked on Twitter that she must have had the Bob Iger page of the Epstein files.
Yeah.
Because there's no way. She must have had something. Like they must have really not wanted to go to court to not only, because it's not just, they didn't just make the lawsuit go away. They confirmed that they're going to work with her again, and they glazed her character, like say, "Oh, she's wonderful, she's well respected, she treated her cast, and everyone, this is the same person you were implying was a World War II enjoyer,
yeah.
a fan of an admirer of a certain German painter."
Yeah, that's the thing about like her character didn't have to be a great actor, she just had to be, exactly what she was. And like, there are not many people that can like be this muscle mommy space cowboy, you know what I mean?
And let's be honest, it's not like the acting in Star Wars is like has ever really been, anything to write home about.
I really liked her character. I don't care. Like before any of this happened, like she was gonna get a spin-off show and everything. And like I really liked her character. I thought Cara Dune was a really good character, really added a lot to the Mandalorian. And I think it's stupid. I think that there's a lot of people that like just get too involved, like not everybody has to like be on your side or like do what you want. She's not like, and that's the thing that I understood, because I feel like there's been a lot of times people have been like, oh, you have to think this way, and like, no, I'm not going to. You know what I mean?
This is important. This has always been obvious to me,
right?
But I find that it's more important than ever to constantly harp on this point. Corporations indeed have no ethics. Disney in particular, like, keep in mind, Disney famously they filmed parts of Mulan and thanked the government by name in a region where there was well documented genocide happening to the people there. They removed the kissing scene from what was it, Rise of Skywalker, the gay kissing scene from Rise of Skywalker. They censored Finn on the poster. They covered up Chadwick's face when they were promoting Black Panther internationally. They, as a corporation, they have no ethics. They will say whatever they need to say if it makes them money. Their ethics, their duty is to maximize shareholder value. That's it. And they brought in some of these more activist types because they thought that's where the winds were blowing. They're like, oh, there seems to be a lot of people on Twitter who are putting out progressive messaging. Let's piggyback off of that, and maybe it can make us some money. And when that wasn't making them money and was losing them money, what did they do? They abandoned it because they don't care.
Yeah.
like I saw people pointing out that a shocking number of corporations were not supporting Pride Month. Like, you literally remember, not even that long ago, I think it was literally last year, when Pride Month rolled around, every major corporation had their rainbow profile pics and all their Pride ads and stuff going, and then when it rolled around this year, crickets. It's like, oh yeah, because they don't care. They never cared.
She was absolutely that bitch in UFC.
Oh I'm not as big a Cara Dune fan as Jay is, but I was very much a Gina Carano enjoyer when she was in.
She was legit UFC for sure. I did the whole Pride profile thing for the first time this year, and it wasn't for me. It was because I know there's a few people on my Discord that I think it mattered to, and I just kind of thought of it like that. Like, sometimes it's not about you. It's like I just wanted to reassure them that it's such an easy thing to do, just to make people feel a little bit more welcome and like remind them that, hey, we're good here. You know what I mean? I'm not typically like the type that'll do stuff like that, but I thought it was pretty cool to like see their reaction.
Jay, for the record, Jay, I don't want you to do anything for Juneteenth.
Oh, all right.
Please don't. Please don't.
All right. Well, I mean, you get me carried away just talking about all my invitations to the cookout. So it's like,
leave it at that. Like, I don't need you to be
very good.
I don't need you to perform for it, Jay. You already earned your invitation to the cookout. You don't need to do anything beyond that.
Yeah. I just feel like I think she was minding her own business, doing her own thing, and like that was a time where like there were these groups on the internet that just wanted to force their agenda on everyone. And like, for some reason, like, oh no, she didn't put her pronouns in her profile. Like, who cares? Move on. Like, it really affected nobody. And I looked at it as she was being bullied. Like, and I think she took it that way too. And she's not just some chick. She's Gina Carano and destroyed people in the UFC. Like, she took it differently, and it's. I thought the whole thing was stupid. Thought the whole James Gunn thing was pretty stupid. And boy, don't they wish they could pay off a lawsuit for him now, right?
Yeah. Well, I am wondering. Like, I think at the end of the fault was definitely with Disney. I think they should have kind of reined this then before, because now they look crazy for firing her. Like,
Yeah.
If they legitimately believed what they believed, then they could have just not brought her back for season 3 quietly, and that could have been the or new season, or not in the movie. Just be like, hey, we're going to kill the character off, or whatever. There are so many ways they could have just quietly not worked with her if they had a problem with her, being outspoken and what she was saying on social media. But the fact that they went to bet, they basically publicly, attacked her character, like that was defamation. Like,
yeah,
clear. Like, you can, like, it was a bad faith interpretation of her Instagram post, and they were not careful. They did not use lawyer words. They were very clear what they thought of her as a person, or whoever said that, probably intern or whatever. And when you're that clear in that direct, speaking on behalf of a large corporation, you better be ready for the consequences. And now, because they didn't have any adults in the room to keep stupid stuff like this happening, now they look insane. Like, not only did they have to hire her again, but they had to publicly glaze her after calling her a bigot.
Yeah, you know what? It's crazy too, is the fact that, like, since The Mandalorian, she really hasn't done much.
Yeah.
I mean, not that she's done a lot. Like, her career is kind of sporadic. I forgot she was in Deadpool, the first Deadpool movie.
Oh, I remembered. I enjoy the muscle mommies.
Yeah, but like, I don't know.
No, Jonathan Majors is cooked. I mean, to be clear, Jonathan Majors is doing fine. Like, he's already back to acting. He did that biopic movie. He's fine. He's not coming back to Marvel anytime soon, but he is fine. Like, and his situation is obviously very different. He was fired because he was accused of hitting his girlfriend. Disney did not weigh in on it. They did not give their opinion on it. They just let him go as Kang the Conqueror and went in a different direction, hiring Robert Downey Jr. to be Doom. And they had plausible deniability, because it's like, oh well, the Kang thing wasn't even really wasn't really working that well anyway. So they even had an excuse to pivot from Kang to Doom, because they were planning to do Secret Wars, and Kang wasn't really resonating. Quantumania was a flop, so they were just like, okay, well, we'll go in a different direction. We don't want this controversy. That's fine. But they didn't say anything, so there was no slander. Now, if Kevin Feige or whatever had came out and said, oh, we're disgusted, he's a vicious woman beater, oh, what a like like that would have been a different thing. That was what happened with the Gina Carano situation. Like, them just firing him because they don't want to, because he caught a case. They can do that. And he didn't sue them. Like, he just took it on the chin and moved on. This is a bit different.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what she had going. I mean, I don't know if she really has done a lot. I mean, she only has 17 projects
she's kind of been riding the cultural war wave
Yeah.
ever since then. Yeah, like I think I remember she was in like a Daily Wire movie or something.
Yeah, I remember that too.
Yeah, so she's mainly been doing conventions and like kind of like jumping in and out with the culture war stuff, because they embraced her obviously after what happened, because that's just free money for them and clout. So they did not hesitate to which also shows like kind of why it's kind of important to have a little more nuance and empathy when it comes to people you disagree with online, because you risk radicalizing people and pushing them away. Like, I think it's obvious that Gina Carano had some right wing leanings, but I feel like by viciously going after her the way they did, they definitely pushed her further down that rabbit hole.
Yeah, and that's how it happens sometimes, right?
Yeah, the same thing happened to J.K. Rowling, which was crazy because I remember, because I was at the very beginning of that entire arc. Like, I was at the very start of the J.K. Rowling arc. Harry Potter ended, people, the movies wrapped up, people, were saying goodbye and reminiscing, and everything was pretty fine. And then J.K. Rowling went online and decided, you know what? I'm feeling some white guilt. I need to, I want to diversify Harry Potter a little bit. So she started throwing in. So first you had the Cursed Child, where Hermione was black, and people were like, Nani? And she was like, oh no, she was never specified to be white. And then people brought up the specific, all the passages in the books that said otherwise. And then she's like, oh, Dumbledore, oh yeah, he was gay actually.
Mm-hmm.
And then people, and the funny thing is, like the cultural people didn't really go after her at the time, but like the progressives were kind of going after her, because they were like, you don't mean this. Like, if it was coming out like performative, like it was clear that she was very much liberal and trying to like atone, in a way, because she kind of saw like the growing activism and thought she kind of wanted to get in on this. Maybe I think she legitimately just felt guilty, felt like the movies and the books didn't like represent the current, zeitgeist when it came to like progressive politics. So she felt like she needed to like kind of reinvent it in a way. And people were just kind of like, this doesn't feel like, this kind of feels forced. But they, others went along like, whatever, Hermione can be black, who cares? And then she made the mistake of stumbling into the transition.
Yeah.
And it was all downhill from there. Like, yeah, she and this is the danger of getting involved in politics. If you're not a political creator, if that's not your thing, if you're not a politician, if you're not a political commentator, you're getting into politics at your own risk. Like, it can very easily blow up completely in your face if you don't know how to navigate it. And J.K. Rowling did not know how to navigate it, and it completely flipped everything. But I think if the initial wave was like, hey, we don't like this, maybe you should kind of see our perspective, maybe things wouldn't have got as bad. But when you're threatening her with sexual violence and all, and all this, calling her Hitler and all, that doesn't really incentivize most people to like see your point of view.
Yeah. I've learned that especially on Twitter, there's no point in having like any kind of political discourse, because like people on social media are not there to teach you; they are there to lecture you. You're not going to change their opinion.
100%.
They are there to demand your attention.
and to farm engagement for
yeah.
for that Elon check.
Yeah. So I'm gonna drop this real quick just so I can show you. Let's see, share screen. There it is right here. My brother in Daisuke Tsuji. He always does some kind of cool pose. So
No, man of the people.
Yeah, he's super cool, man. But yeah,
the image didn't pop up on the screen, by the way.
It didn't?
It did not.
I literally saw it. Are you sure?
I didn't see it. I literally did not.
Oh, okay. You don't see it right now?
There it is.
Oh, yeah, and then there he is with swords.
Oh, that looks like you.
Yeah,
but manlier.
Yeah, he definitely looks like me. He also met this dude from the what's that movie? His license was from Hawaii.
He looks like your stunt double.
No, he was something. Oh, fuck. It's like a Seth Rogen movie. Anyway,
I think
I don't know who else he met. I guess Goosebumps people.
I think if you can you connect your beard like he can?
Yeah, I just don't like it growing it out that much. Hold on.
Yeah, I think that's what's making him look manlier than you. Plus, he's taller, clearly.
You'll know exactly who this is. He was
You talk about McLovin?
McLovin, yes, exactly. Super bad. You know what's crazy? There's pictures of him. Hold on, let me just do Celtics. There's pictures of him with Kevin or Paul Pierce era, McLovin era with the Celtics. I don't know. You don't care. So
100%. When it comes to the Celtics, I immediately tune it up.
Yeah, he's apparently a hardcore Celtics fan, and there's pictures of him from the. Those are definitely not my tattoos. I have 0 tattoos. So
yeah, I can definitively say there's no confusion about whether or not you two are related.
Oh no, for sure. He's got 3 or 4 inches on me though. He's much taller.
Pause.
Yeah, okay. All right.
Wait a minute.
No, there's a picture. There's a picture. We went to Patriots training camp in 2000, I think it was. And I was in college. I think he was a freshman or sophomore. I think it was a freshman in high school. And I looked at the picture after the fact. And yeah, for sure. I'll be one of those people that has to take the anesthesia.
Coward.
But for sure. But I looked at the picture after, and I'm like, there's the first time in my life I realized he was taller than me. Yeah.
Yeah, he definitely looks like he definitely looks like he would have shock in his name on but naturally.
Yeah, he's definitely a big meathead, I guess. I don't know. He does maintenance. He
looks like he cuts wood with his bare hands.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Trying to see if I can find that picture from back in the day, but anyway.
There's more Zelda than valid. I mean, actually, I could think of a couple of things, but I'll give the Zelda fans their due.
Here's the picture, the famous picture. This is. I gotta get it on the other screen now. Hold on.
The picture where Jay finally felt like less of a man.
Yeah, this is the picture of when I realized that my brother was taller than me.
His life was never the same.
It really was not. Like I'm like 20 and he's like 16 or maybe even 15. But yeah,
You realize, oh no, my little brother is taller than me.
Yeah.
I'm cooked.
Yeah. Look at those jorts.
Oh my god. You even dress the same.
Yeah.
Nerds.
I'm literally wearing I'm wearing an American Eagle t-shirt, I'm pretty sure. So, which is a whole nother can of worms.
Oh yeah.
I saw
the City Sweetie thing.
Yeah, I saw something like I don't know if it was a parody account, but I saw something like Rosie O'Donnell has announced she's no longer going to wear American Eagle, and I'm like, yeah, you're not really their target audience. I don't understand the Sydney Sweeney stuff. Like, since when is like hiring a hot chick to be your spokeslady in an ad? Like, what's crazy about that?
I don't want to be mean, but I was not surprised when I looked into the Sydney Sweeney controversy.
Yeah,
and all the TikToks of people I saw that were calling her like evil German painter enjoyer were all women who were substantially less attractive than
yeah. I don't
like I feel like there was like I saw someone throw around Sydney Sweeney fatigue, and I think what it actually is that there were people, a lot of women who were kind of just over Sydney Sweeney, and because of how like aggressively she gets glazed on line, because she's kind of everywhere, and so people were looking to find something on her. Like I just saw people like kind of trying to dig into her politics, trying to figure out if they can get her on something. I saw that they apparently found out that she's a registered Republican. So I think there was just a appetite to find something to bring down Sydney Sweeney a peg. And this commercial, which I don't even think was controversial, but they just were like, oh, perfect. This is they're talking about genes. They're making a genealogy pun, which the point of the commercial, by the way, for people who legitimately didn't understand and went over the head, the joke was that she has nice boobs. That was literally the entire joke. She has nice. They're saying she has great genes. They're saying she's hot. Like that's literally the point. That's literally they're just saying she's hot. She has,
which has been their advertising like mantra since they existed.
Yeah, their entire point of the company, American Eagle, is to advertise directly to young attractive people. That's their entire brand. That was the entire point of the commercial. But people, very chronically online people, decide to take that and just run with it and make it something that it's not. And it, of course, unsurprisingly, had the opposite effect, because by now companies have gotten a little more savvy and they know that in this situation, you don't respond to the backlash by apologizing or anything like that. You just treat it like the nothing that it is, and it worked out for them. They made a lot of money. It's a very popular commercial. A lot of people are now they're getting tons of free advertising, and it's not affecting Sydney Sweeney's career prospects whatsoever. I'm sure people are still clutching her bathwater tightly. They spent $500 on.
Yeah, like it's wild. Like this doesn't work because they realize that these people don't buy their products anyway.
Yeah.
So like, what's the point in catering to them? But like, literally, like you put hot women or like muscle dudes in all of your advertising for these companies. It's like it's what you do. I'm not offended. Like
I thought literally not. I saw the ad when it first came out on my timeline, because somebody was sharing it, like gooning to Sweeney or whatever. I looked at that. They were like, oh, new Sydney Sweeney American Eagle. Oh, she's so hot. And I just looked. I was like, oh yeah, it's a commercial of Sydney Sweeney just advertising the fact that she's hot. I was like, oh, okay. And then when I started seeing people calling her a World War II sympathizer, I was like, wait, what? Like, I thought nothing of this ad.
Yeah, why? Because she has like blonde hair, blue eyes.
They tried to spin this as they were trying to make a eugenics commercial about how blonde hair and blue eyes is superior or whatever. I think that's an insane reach.
Yeah.
I think they were literally just.
Oops, he froze. He got so like into his monologue that it just couldn't handle it anymore. So yeah, I completely agree. Like a lot of these things, I don't care, man. Like I understand that I am not like the. All right, there you are. You're moving again. I understand that I'm not like. Nobody's going to feature something that looks like me in an ad. I wouldn't.
Never say never.
Never say never. Like it makes no sense. Like I see ads with, plus size people, and I'm like, why would you do that? Unless that's like your target audience. You know what I mean? Like that's not how you sell things. Like as a plus size dude, like I understand I'm not going to go shopping at American Eagle, even if I like something that they make,
100%.
But like I actually, when I went to Fanatics, that was something that I did talk to them about. I'm like, a lot of your like there used to be a like a plus size section on these team pages, and now like none of your products are ever in bigger sizes I can wear. Like this hoodie, I specifically wore a hoodie to that meeting that I got from Fanatics. That is one that it's my blue Royal Rumble hoodie that I wear like all the time, and it's because it was one of the few things on the site that I could buy, and it fit me the way that I like it to, and that was like the whole point of wearing was like, look, this hoodie is nothing special, but I wore it today specifically because I wanted you to see that like I went to this event and I wanted something to show it, and you had something in my size, and now you don't,
Right.
And like, so now I don't buy anything because there's never anything in my size. So I don't know. Like the Red Sox have these new green jerseys, but they're made by Nike, so there's nothing above 2X. It makes no sense.
Yeah.
So like, if you're going to control all of the merchandise for like literally every sport now, they've got all 4 major sports. They've got the WWE. They've got, I think, NASCAR.
That's just hurtful.
Yeah, that's rude. So, no, but like I understand, like, there's only certain things that are gonna fit me, and that's fine. But the thing is when you find those things, like you're loyal to them, and I think it's fair, like that these designer companies are only making the sizes that they want people to be portrayed in. Like, I'm just not going to do business with you, and that's fine. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Jay knows exactly when he's not wanted.
Yeah, we'll just go to the Casual Whale XL.
Exactly. Speaking of controversy, Mr. Shockblast, I know you're familiar with Dragon Age: The Veilguard.
Okay.
And that whole thing about how people felt like Dragon Age was not respected by EA, that was not done justice.
Okay.
Well, we just had a interesting comment by someone who used to work on the Dragon Age series that's making rounds that I wanted to get your thoughts on. So this is from Mark Dara. He is a former BioWare executive, and according to him, we'll read this. He pitched a remake of Dragon Age Origins, or a remastered collection of the Dragon Age trilogy, which is Origins 2 and Inquisition, several times, but EA refused to fund it every single time. He says EA is against remasters overall, and Dragon Age would be harder to do than Mass Effect. BioWare actually wants to do it, but EA refuses to give them more money, so BioWare would have to do it with resources they already have. Fortunately, they can't afford it at the moment since they're already working on Mass Effect 5. So I bring this up because there's a reputation that EA has and has earned that they're like they only care about money. You know, we got the peak of that saga where with the whole Battlefront situation where EA at that point was like the most hated company in the world, and they've ever since then been kind of associated with, you know, greedy AAA practices, even though generally speaking they're not worse than some of the others, especially when it comes to their single player games. But the idea is obviously that they love them some money. You know, they of course recently canceled Black Panther because money. You know, the game was 4 years in pre-production. They were like, we don't like this. We're getting rid of it, you know, because we need to maximize that shareholder value. But from reading this, it sounds like EA does not in fact like money. It sounds like they actively hate money. what the hell?
I don't know how successful a Dragon Age trilogy remaster would be.
After Veilguard, I feel like very.
Yeah, I actually kind of agree that it's a tougher sell than Mass Effect for sure. But like, did that Mass Effect remaster even do that well? Because I feel like it went on discount like fast. So
I don't know how much it sold, but I feel like let me see something. Like I feel like at the very least, because they would have saved a lot more money doing a remaster or remake than making Veilguard.
yeah, I'm
Like-
looking at I don't go to that Reddit page that often.
Reddit Game Leaks. Like,
yeah, I go to it. Like I've had that saved for a long time.
Like we saw this year how well the Oblivion remastered, for example, did, and they shadow dropped it. Like at the very least, you can say you don't know how well a trilogy remaster would do. Well, we know Inquisition sold 12 million copies, over 12 million copies. It's a very successful game. So that
was like 2011 though.
Yeah, but you know how old was Oblivion? Like the point is that
Fair.
This is obviously a franchise that had some name recognition. Now, obviously, it has a built-in fan base. You know, there's a lot of hype for the Veilguard before people saw it.
Yeah.
There's clearly a demand, and there's clearly a demand for good RPGs, which people will agree the older Dragon Age games were. What's to me like, because it doesn't make any sense to not greenlight remasters, and because we're seeing the reason why we're seeing an increase in remasters and to an extent remakes is because with the ballooning costs of AAA development and the risk involved because of that, companies are just looking for ways where they could put out games and get that upside, get that shareholder value while reducing risk. And they found that a great way to do that is with a remaster or a remake, because instead of taking a risk and spending, you know, 100 million more on a brand new game from the ground up, instead you're taking a game that you already know worked, you already know was successful, people loved it, and you're giving those people a chance to experience it again with, you know, upgraded, you know, better quality of life stuff, better visuals, depending on how much they expand on it, while also exposing it to entirely new audiences who didn't play it originally. And you're spending a fraction of what you would had you just tried to make something from the ground up. So I think that's what's the most confusing to me. Like, if EA as a company has this reputation for throwing stuff away in pursuit of profit, like Anthem there was a whole plan to bring back Anthem, better than ever. They said, nah, we're not going to bother, cut it. Battlefront 2, after they removed the microtransactions and so after the controversy, people loved the game. It was really good, had really good positive reception, and they was like, nah, we're going to cut it, and no, we're not doing another one. So to see them not just take an easy layup and just remaster, at the very least, Inquisition, is insane to me.
Yeah. So Inquisition was 2014 and 2 was 2011. I love both of those games. Origins was a lot different. Origins was felt more like Diablo like kind of. It's kind of more asymmetrical RPG kind of thing. I didn't love that one as much, but I don't know. I mean, I'm just being honest. Like, as somebody that loved Dragon Age 2 and Inquisition, like, even back then, it's actually shocking to hear Inquisition sold 12 million. Because, like, it didn't feel like it back then. Like, Dragon Age was kind of popular, but I didn't feel like it was that popular. So, especially now, where it took them so long to get to, the Veilguard, and that was so controversial. And I know that the pitches were many times in between Inquisition and Veilguard, but like, I don't know. But then again, when the Veilguard was announced, everybody was really pumped for it.
Yeah, that's my point. There was very clearly a market for Dragon Age. Otherwise, they wouldn't have greenlit it in the first Veilguard in the first place. Which is why I was like, I don't understand why they wouldn't just take the easy W, like just do a remaster. Like they could have tested the waters instead of waiting all this time and having all these different iterations and trying to make this live service bullshit. They could have just said, hey, we want more. We do want to go and try to see if we can dig up this Dragon Age, see if we can milk that a little more. How about we test the waters with a remaster or some remake or something like that, and then if those are successful, then we could be like, okay, let's green light a new entry into the series. Instead, just to flat out tell them no is insane.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I don't know. I'd have to see how the Mass Effect remaster did.
As someone who's I'm particularly shocked that you're not on board with this. Like, I'm not even like a.
I would want it. Remastered sales data. Trying to see. Oh, Mass Effect Legendary Edition sold so well that it even surprised EA.
Yep, Mass Effect Legendary Edition sales significantly exceeded Electronic Arts expectations. While specific sales figures weren't disclosed, EA CEO announced the remaster's performance was well above what was anticipated. The game also saw strong player engagement on platforms like Steam, with a peak concurrent player count second only to Apex Legends for an EA title.
Well, very, very interesting. I do think Mass Effect is like one of those franchises, though, that is like transcendent. And also, I don't think any of those games had like an Xbox One or PS4 version. So those remasters make a lot more sense. Whereas Inquisition came out on Xbox One. I don't know. I would expect Mass Effect to do like 2-1 at least on Dragon Age. So if not 3-1, I just think it's such a bigger franchise. But
they definitely came out on the console.
Mass Effect 3?
Which specific ones are you referring to? Andromeda did.
Well, Andromeda doesn't count. It's a different era. That wasn't part of the remasters anyway. Mass Effect 3 came out in 2012. So Like
That's
so, all of those games were like Xbox 360, PS3.
yeah, Xbox 360, PS3. Yeah.
Yeah. So like, whereas I mean, I know there's a little bit of a difference between, PS4 and PS5, but one of the three games was already on the newer platforms, so you would think maybe that would just be easier to upscale or whatever. But I don't know.
No, it doesn't seem related at all. It just feels like they for whatever reason, whatever executives were in the know at that point were just being morons. Like there's clearly value in a remaster, in doing remasters. They literally see the data,
Yeah.
and we're seeing it more and more the last 5 years. More and more remasters are coming out. Sony's taken full advantage of them. Square Enix has been heavily into doing the remakes rather than just remasters. Like this seemed like a layup.
Yeah.
Like,
well, then again, Andromeda, like following up Mass Effect 3 seems like a layup too.
it was.
Dude, this is I will stand on this. I freaking loved the multiplayer in Mass Effect 3, 100%. And it had microtransactions and everything. Like you got like new characters, and you had to buy like blind packs basically to see what you'd like. You'd buy a pack. It is basically like,
So it was a gotcha. Okay.
sort of. You would get like a new character or a new gun or whatever, and if you got doubles, it basically leveled up that gun or that character. So like it was
I got you. Okay.
yeah, and it was and it got me and I loved it. It was I don't know what to compare it to. It was like PvE though, that's the thing. So like you were like, it was kind of like
Genshin Impact.
No. It was more like Avengers, when you would go like you would go just do this mission, and then you would just go basically do it again, and it's PvE, and you like had waves and stuff like that. I spent tons on those loot boxes for sure.
Got you. I have I have not spent any money on loot box ever.
Yeah, well, I mean, I like different skins and whatever, and
I do enjoy a good skin, but I've so far avoided the loot box trap.
and that's one of the reasons why I moved away from Apex Legends. As much as I love it, I can't keep up with all these different games and all of them having battle passes, and but like I've talked about this a million times, Apex Legends, like their events are spending events. Okay, so they'll have this event, and there's like 20 items that you can get in the event, but you get them in a loot box, and
Dirty.
and they're a little expensive, and there are bundles where you can get them. They'll come with some loot boxes and a guarantee of like one or two of the items. But like the Final Fantasy event they did, if you wanted to get all of the Final Fantasy stuff, you were going to spend like $250.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So I think we can. I'm comfortable giving EA an L on this one, especially not only because of the success of their other remaster stuff, but how much money they spent on Veilguard, instead of just doing funding a remaster of Wonder. That's insane. But they did get a substantial W. This is the duality of EA. They definitely took some L's there, but they also got a W because the game that started JayShockblast's channel is apparently going to be a pretty big deal again. 2042 seems to be a distant memory. Just was reported that Battlefield 6, the current open beta, has broken Call of Duty's Steam player count record and has gone over the 500,000 concurrent player mark. I've seen nothing but rave reviews about the Battlefield 6 beta, even from channels who typically cover, the culture war or the AAA side of AAA bad type of discourse, are glazing Battlefield 6. It seems on all sides, everyone's agreeing this is a return to form. Unironically, saying that not like a they were paid to say this. Like unironically, people are saying this is a return to form. Did you play in the beta yet?
Yeah, I streamed it. Oops, hold on. Let me.
Is it JayShockblast approved?
Well, let me just say this. Why can't I just open this file?
Because you're old.
Photos. There we go. This is all you need. Although George W. Bush was on my team, this was my first game that I played. Right here. Right here. My first game.
Can't wait.
35-2 and 31 assists.
Well, definitely not a stat line you see on Marvel Rivals.
Yeah,
next to JayShockblast's name.
Yeah, it was. So I'm not going to sit here and say that I'm like the greatest player of all time. Okay,
but he kind of is.
But that was a game that I was. Yes, the class system is back. That is a game that I was good at, and I used to play with some like epic level people too, like some of the people that were at that Battlefield 6 reveal event. Like I used to play with them back in the day, like through people. But yeah, I am, of course, I am a fucking tank. Okay, like you have no idea. Like I didn't always record every match I played, but in Battlefield 1 I did happen to record one match where I went 68-8 solo in a tank, which means I did not have anybody fixing me. I had to like back up and fix myself whenever I took damage. So like, because it doesn't auto regenerate, I was good in the tank, man. And this felt so good. It felt so good. And yeah, I watched I don't know if you're familiar with Moxie.
Yeah, I know there are two different Moxies. There's the Moxie that does the Marvel Rivals, and there's the Moxie that I'm more familiar with, who covers like generally looter shooter and that sort of stuff.
Yeah, I've been watching him. He's an awesome dude. I've met him a few times.
He's super nice.
And yeah, he's super sweet dude. But I watched him play for a while to get all the Twitch drops. But yeah, like I'm not like as into, like, I know I'm not as good at multiplayer as I used to be. Like I'm definitely not as quick twitch. The youngins got me there, but like I know how to be a tanker. I love tanking. The guns felt really good.
I think this is a great opportunity for you to become a Battlefield creator a little bit.
I'm definitely going to do Battlefield streams for sure. Like I was actually looking back. I've got some pretty big Battlefield videos. Like there used to be like achievement, like I would do achievement videos and stuff, and a lot of those have done really well over the years. So
this could be a return to form until the next Lego game.
Yeah, if there is another Lego game.
Well, we know there's going to be another Lego game, but we just can't say what it is. Though I keep popping up on Reddit. I'm not going to pull up on Reddit Game Leaks, but
I just saw the one that was 6 hours ago.
Somebody's talking. But no,
I can. I
say nothing, Joe.
That article.
Say nothing, Joe.
Yeah, normally I'd be like, this time, like,
yeah. But
somebody needs to shut up.
Yeah, for sure. I think. I guess it's safe to assume you're going to be purchasing Battlefield day one.
Oh hell yeah! Well, yeah. I mean, I actually somebody that was with 2K is working on it now, so I'm hoping they were like, remember to send things my way. But
absolutely. Though I will say,
I'll buy it though. I don't care.
I will say that the success of Battlefield definitely a W for EA, but it has come at a cost. I did a video on this yesterday, but because I've been meaning to catch up on it, but Blazing brought this to my attention. Insider Gaming did a report on the success of Battlefield, kind of like the behind the scenes of it, And like we knew before that they had roped in a bunch of different studios, including Motive, because they had even released an article talking about how they were brought in along with 3 other studios to work on the Battlefield 6, but they said, oh, they're still committed to Iron Man. They have a separate team like that. But according to Henderson, it's Insider Gaming, the push to do Battlefield has actually, in fact, impacted several of the projects that these studios were working on. And he mentioned Iron Man was one of them. Apparently, the commitment was more than was implied, and as a result, Iron Man has been internally delayed and is currently years away from release, which unfortunate. I was definitely looking forward to Iron Man, but it does explain why we haven't heard anything of it since that initial announcement.
Yeah, it's wild. So Battlefield has always been DICE, and they rebranded to Battlefield Studios, and I guess DICE is part of that now.
Yeah.
And it's partially because DICE had that Snowdrop engine, and they started using that in like a lot of other games.
Yeah.
So I get it, but like I don't think people understand. Like when I think of multiplayer video games, I think of Bad Company 2. Like the way I felt playing that game with the people I got to play with, and just like that, I can never recreate that. Nothing has ever recreated that since then. Battlefield 3 and 4 were really good too, but like Battlefield Bad Company 2 to me is the greatest first person shooter ever made. I just
better than GoldenEye.
I just love that game so much. Like
funny, when I think of multiplayer games, I think of Marvel's Avengers.
Yeah. Well, I mean, when I think of like, PvP, you know what I mean? Like a first person shooter kind of thing.
Yeah. That was never really my thing.
Yeah, I always loved like it. The thing that like it hooks you in a little bit, and I guess technically Call of Duty does this too, is like you get a certain amount of kills with a weapon in Call of Duty, you unlock skins and whatever, and you're striving to get, I think, the gold skin or whatever. But in Bad Company 2, there was platinum. You wanted to get a platinum of your weapon. Right. And I had platinum tank mines. Like there were just these perfect places that you could put them where unless somebody was spotting them,
right.
Like you would it would get them every time. So like I just like the addiction of like jumping on an ATV and flying across the map before the tanks could come out and dropping the mines in that perfect spot where there's like a puddle and they can't see it. Like it was so addictive. And then also like throwing C4 in an ATV and driving it straight at a tank and blowing it up, like you can't do that in other games. And it was just like the destructibility. There were some maps where we would play where it was called Rush. And basically you've got an attacker and a defender, and there are these like MCOM stations you have to blow up. And on one of the maps, I think it was a Eureka Desert, you would get to the last station, and if you were good enough and you were attacking, you would just refuse to actually activate the MCOM, and you could like spawn lock people and just like get like 300 kill matches by just like people would end up leaving the game. So yeah, it's
you should definitely do some Battlefield beginners because I didn't understand half of that yap.
Yeah, so the thing is with Battlefield, it's all about classes. Like Battlefield very much encourages you to play together as a team. I think we're doing these big scale maps and everything.
Funny enough, I'm seeing a lot of people complaining now on or memeing how whenever they play, if they're down, they'll like literally have like 8 people walk right past them and not them.
Well, one thing they did in this one and the last one is it used to be you had to be a medic to revive somebody. You had like the actual paddles and you would walk up to them and do it. But now anybody can revive. It just takes a little bit longer if you're not a medic. But like you would also, it'd be fun to like walk up behind somebody and use those paddles and shock them, and you can kill them with the paddles. That was always fun.
Oh, no.
But like there's 4 classes. There's assault, which is more like like heavy assault rifles. and they usually come with a kit that restocks people. So you throw your ammo supply box down, and you'll get points that way.
Okay.
And they're usually like the heavier assault rifles. And then you have engineer. They're usually they've got a drill that can repair the vehicles. So it's always, when you're in a tank, it's always good to have somebody in your gunner seat that will, you take a damage, they jump out, they start repairing, and you score points that way. Tons of XP that way. Then there's the medic. Obviously, they have health packs and they can revive people. And then the sniper class is really called recon. They usually have C4. They're sneaky, and they also have respawn beacons. And they used to have like spotters where you could actually help spot like the people. And all of these different classes, all those abilities like help your teammates. But like there's suppression. So like there's, when you hear talk about cover fire, like you can actually just fire your gun in the direction of your opponents, and there are like, it'll blur your vision a little bit, and you'll hear the bullets whizzing by you, and you're suppressed. So like
suppressing fire,
exactly, and they'll yell that too. So like it's so much more strategic than Call of Duty, which is really just a fast twitch game and stuff like that. You know?
Do you think this could be the mythical Call of Duty killer?
No, I think they're two different games. I don't think anything is going to kill Call of Duty. The people that like the Call of Duty style are going to play Call of Duty. And I do think that this will elevate Battlefield to where it needs to be, though. And not that Battlefield 3 or 4 didn't sell a lot, but I don't think 5, 1, or 2042 hit as well. Because 5 and 1 went back to like World War 1 and 2. And I don't know that people loved that as much as they thought they would. And 2042 tried to go to the future a little bit. And there are some really cool things they did in that I really hope they bring into 6. My favorite part about it was like they had like Portal, which would let you go play old maps from other games that were remastered.
Right.
And you could play with those. It was almost like you were playing Battlefield Bad Company 2 all over again. And then there were you could like set up like matches against bots basically, and you could bring in as many people as you wanted. But like I spent most of my time playing that because like I don't know, like you can set the bots to hard and it's challenging and whatever. But I would just rather play against bots than actual people, because actual people are douchebags. But unlike Marvel Rivals, that's how I leveled up my character, unlocked all my stuff, how I leveled up everything, my guns. It worked as if you were playing real people. You might have gotten like a fraction less XP, but like it's literally what people are begging for from Marvel Rivals. You know, it was basically PvE in this big scale map, and it was a great way to learn the maps and everything, and
also being able to get Lord or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. Like if I could just play versus the bots, and I could get my XP and get to Lord and everything, I don't know that I would even play quick play.
So should I pick up Battlefield so we can squad up and you can finally we can finally play a game where you're better unless I'm cracked and just
Isn't Battlefield 4v4? No, it's 32v32, and there are some maps that are 64v64. Yeah, it is a massive scale battling,
huge,
massive maps. I download the beta. You can get it like right now, I think.
I thought you couldn't get it unless you were like either you watched the content creators to get a code, or you were like an EA member or something.
I think it's open now. I think it was open like the last 2 days, but you could also just leave it on for a half hour on Moxie or any other creator.
No, those drops are gone.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So then I think it's just open now. Yeah. I think you can just download it. You can just download it. Yeah. It is a lot to learn all at once, like any other game.
Of course.
Because it is definitely more in depth, but
I mean,
it's not that hard.
If you can learn, I can learn.
Well, I mean, I've been playing it since 2010. So
yeah, I mean, yeah, but you're old, so
yeah. Well, I just I've always loved Battlefield. I think the reason I didn't play it as much anymore is because a lot of my friends that were playing it kind of moved on to other things. But like, yeah, I used to play with some. I at one point on Xbox 360, I think the highest, like, they had your ranking in the world. I think I got on 360 almost to the top 500.
Ooh. I'm
At,
downloading.
at my peak.
I'm downloading now. It's only 33 gigs.
Yeah. Like there's like but there is a mode that you can play that is like initiative, where there's like maybe 10 real people and then the rest are just bots, and you can play that up to level 15 in the beta. And I would definitely just start there, and you'll learn pretty quick.
Yeah. Oh, it's PS5 Pro enhanced. Nice.
Yeah, there you go. I like, honestly, like, I wasn't like the best ever, but like I was a very good teammate.
He was he wasn't the best ever. He was one of the best ever.
I was definitely somebody you wanted on your team. Yeah, the shotgun is OP. Moxie was using the shotgun as his primary weapon and like one-shotting people from a good range. So that's probably going to get nerfed. But
so it's like the blade shotgun.
yeah. But like we were talking, I said something in his chat. I'm like, dude, that thing reminds me of the NAS 2000 in Bad Company 2, because like if you got a headshot, like you could hit somebody from across the map, and like one shot them with a shotgun.
Oh yeah.
So
yeah. What do you think of Rival Season 3.5 so far?
Blade isn't like, I wanted to love Phoenix and I wanted to love Blade,
right.
And I really haven't played either one of them that much. I think they can be good. Just I don't know if they're my play style.
So it turns out Blade is actually bugged.
Oh really?
Yeah, I was, because when we were playing, I was testing the character, and I had some good games with him. But the one thing I was noticing is that his lifesteal seemed much worse than it was, not just in the trailer, but in the early access. And I thought it was weird. And so I was testing it some more games, and I was like, the lifesteal is actually dog shit. Like it's like really bad, like to the point where you shouldn't even just use it. You should just use your gun.
Yeah.
And I started looking around to see if anyone else noticed, because I was watching the video. Someone mentioned that he was bugged, and I was like, so I looked around and I saw on the Reddit some people confirmed, like, yeah, he's actually bugged. He's supposed to be getting, I think he's supposed to be getting 60% lifesteal.
Yeah.
And he's only getting like 29. And that's why his it feels really bad whenever you try to melee him with him and try to game, because he should be, because I thought something was off. Like I was like, I thought they just nerfed him too much, but apparently it's just straight up bug. It's not even intended, because Blade loses like everyone. He loses like every 1v1, and I was like, that's definitely didn't seem intended. Like if you're not using a gun, like you're just getting cooked 1v1, and it didn't make any sense.
Yeah, I mean, I've mostly been playing Jeff because I'm so close to Lord with him. I think I'm like 520 away, and then I probably won't use him for a long time.
Thank God.
That's how I work. But that's gonna mean I'm gonna have to like figure out how to play Luna or Mantis.
I would much rather you learn Luna.
Yeah, I've never been really great with her, so we'll figure it out. But
because you have to aim.
No, I just feel like it's something I'm not doing right with her, and that other people are able to do. I acknowledge she's good, but
it's literally just aim. Like that's literally it. The difference with Luna is that she doesn't have, like, I mean, with the adding team up now, she has really good anti-dive, but she has mobility, but if you're being dove as Luna, there's really not much you can do.
Yeah.
I mean, now if you have an Adam, like, you can just completely clap them, but before it was she could get farmed easily. Now it's just you just have to aim. Like that's the main difference. Like with Jeff, you could just spray and you're just healing everybody. Luna, you have to like aim to do all your heals and do your damage. You have to aim to do your to do your freeze, unlike Mantis, who can just kind of throw it down as an AOE. And you manage your snowflake, who to put it on and everything like that. So she's a little, but I feel like you should be able to pick her up, because even though you have to aim on Luna to heal, it's not that like demanding. It's not like trying to land a shot with Hawkeye or Hela.
Yeah. I mean, the season's fine. I don't love the maps, if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
I've not been a really big fan of the map, although the new map for this season isn't out yet. So
yeah, it's coming with
part of the season.
It's coming with a new game mode, the new map.
Yeah, so I do not like the new map that came with Phoenix. I just don't. So I would. There's like too many like corridors, So I just I'm sure I could do it too, Eastwood, but
I'm waiting for. I honestly really want them to bring back the Ultron Battle Matrix mode, but I'm curious to see what the gameplay is for the new game mode. I'm sure they'll have it soon. Maybe since it's supposed to be dropping on the 22nd, so I wouldn't be surprised if they have a preview for it this week, along with the Cloak and Dagger skin.
I'll be home for the 22nd. Yeah, I'm not gonna be. I'll be traveling when the Cloak and that's this week. Yeah, I'll be gone for the Cloak and Dagger skin. So
yeah, it goes. Yes, yeah, that's the 15th. That's when it goes in.
So whatever is after that is when I'll be back. I get back on that Thursday, and I'm going backwards in time, so it's gonna be really weird.
We both loved it. We did a review of it on the podcast. We've been kind of glazing it every week that we've been here. That we've been here. We were talking about it earlier. We definitely surprised that it's not a $1 billion movie, but definitely not surprised that it made a profit, because
I thought for sure it would make a drop a B.
Yeah, it's hard. They had a lot of I guess they had a lot of fatigue to clear through, but I'm glad it at least succeeded enough for the DCU to continue. That's all that matters, and hopefully we finally get a freaking Superman game. We found out at the very least that they're not done with making live service DC games. I remember we talked about this, but WB Games Montreal, makers of Gotham Knights and Batman Arkham Origins, are doing a live service DC game.
And you know what annoys me is like people just out of hand are just being like, oh, obviously it's gonna suck. Like you don't know that. Look at Gotham Knights, okay? That's the game. It was clearly built to be a game as a service. And it was clearly meant to have DLC, and they cut it
because they're cowards.
Yeah, because like they got that bad feedback from something else, but like that game would have been perfect for it. And we have no idea, just because it's going to have some kind of service aspect to it. We have no idea what that means. Okay, it could be a Justice League game, and you're going to get more members of the Justice League. Isn't that great? Isn't that what you want? That
would be the dream. If it's a Justice League game or a Teen Titans game, I'll be very happy.
But knowing them, it's going to be like a
Gotham Knights too.
No, I was going to say something like
Birds of Prey,
Mr. Terrific game.
Well, it would be interesting to make a live service Mr. Trip. The fact is, live service makes me think it's going to be an ensemble game.
Yeah, which like they can't be so stupid that they're not going to make a Justice League game.
They have to. That would be crazy. Like, I mean, maybe they throw a curveball because it's James Gunn and do the Authority, but they got to do a Justice League game. Like, it just makes too much sense. I mean, it's the one thing they have. It's the one thing they haven't tried is the thing everyone has been telling them to do.
Yeah,
for 10 fucking years. Everyone's been saying, "Hey, make DC Universe Online 2, make a Justice League game," and they're like, "Got it, Suicide Squad." It's like, bro, what the fuck are you doing?
So I don't know if you said it to him yet, but today is Doom Killer's birthday.
I wished him a happy birthday earlier.
Yeah, perfect. And a year ago today was the shot. Do you remember where you were when you saw Steph Curry win the gold medal?
I was probably here in my house watching it live.
Yeah. No, like I saw that came up in my memories feed, and it's like that shot is just generational.
That's why this is going to be a hot take to some, but not to me because it's correct. I'm putting Steph Curry above LeBron on my all-time list.
Definitely as a shooter, but like I think LeBron plays more defense.
Yeah, I think,
and I am a notorious LeBron hater.
I think LeBron at his peak was definitely a better defender than Steph Curry, mainly because of his physical abilities. But I think Steph Curry is actually an underrated defender. He's really not, because people have the impression that because he seems small that he's just like a defensive liability, but he's actually never been a defensive liability. He's actually a net positive defender. He didn't, and it's not like what Steve Nash did where he like kind of became crafty to make up for it. No, Steph Curry actually generally has great lateral quickness. He's a lot stronger than people give him credit for. And obviously has a high basketball IQ. So while he's not like, defensive player of the year contender, he is actually a good defender. And I think Steph Curry, when it's all said and done, you look at all his stats, his championships, his impact on the game, I think he's better. I think he's above LeBron.
I will never argue that he's not the greatest shooter of all time.
I think he's the greatest shooter of all time. I think he undeniably had more of an impact on the game of basketball than LeBron James did. In terms of like here's when Michael Jordan hit, everybody wanted to be like Mike. It inspired a whole generation of Michael Jordan clones. Michael Jordan people trying to be like Mike, trying to hit their fadeaways. You had a lot of big guards trying to play like that. We got Kobe because of the Michael Jordan influence. When LeBron hit, people were just like, "Wow, that guy is like super athletic." Oh man! And when Steph Curry hit, everyone became a shooter.
Yeah.
Everyone, complete play styles completely changed. The rules changed. The whole league changed. Now you have to guard people from 30 feet out. Steph Curry fundamentally changed the way basketball was played. Whereas
fair.
With LeBron James, nothing changed. Like he was just a great player, and people marveled that he's a freak of nature. With the athleticism, the body, but he didn't change the game of basketball. There wasn't a bunch of LeBron James copycats. The closest LeBron James clone we can go to is like what, Ben Simmons. Like what are you talking about?
I mean, I'll say this. I really can't dispute you because look at what the Celtics do. They just chuck up 63s a night.
Exactly. They play. Everyone because of Curry's influence on the game. Like now, everyone's trying to play 5 out. Everyone's looking for
a 3-and-D,
a 3-and-D wings, a Draymond Green, a center who can handle the ball, run your offense through. Like the game completely changed because of Curry and the Warriors.
It is a hot take, but it's fair.
I think it's a fair take.
Well, I certainly like Curry more than
without question. Definitely more likable.
Way more likable.
I think that's debatable. LeBron kind of sucks.
Did you ever watch his like show that he had on like Peacock or whatever? I think I told you about it once before.
I never watched a single episode, but
it's pretty terrible.
Yeah, I imagine it is.
Yeah. But I will say that like I'm
definitely right.
I love looking back at that USA team because like one of the things, I'm a very patriotic person. Obviously my dad was in the Marines, but when the Olympics comes around, I just love it that I can actually root for some of the people I hate. It like makes it so much different when you can watch Steph Curry that way. you know, and like
I think the other thing that Steph Curry shot is definitively show the difference between why Steph Curry is that guy, why Kobe was that guy, why Jordan was that guy, and why LeBron is not.
because LeBron wouldn't have taken that shot.
LeBron would not have taken that shot.
Passed it.
He would have passed the ball, and he would probably. He's not that. He's never been that guy, and it was Steph Curry they needed to carry them that game to glory. It wasn't LeBron James taking over in the quarter, hitting big shot after big shot. It was Steph Curry.
Yep. That was the Steph Curry game for sure, and that was right over Spurs kid.
Wemby.
Right? Yeah, Wemby.
It'd be 7'5" Wemby,
fully extended, fully and jumping. You know.
Yeah. If you look at LeBron's, you know, if you look at the titles LeBron has, like his biggest achievements, they came because they didn't come from him being the guy and just being like, you know what, I'm LeBron James, I'm just taking over. I'm just you're not stopping me. You can't stop me. I'm just scoring. Like that wasn't LeBron. Like you had the Ray Allen shot. You know, you had the Kyrie Irving shot.
Yeah.
Like you got like that's what we remember. With LeBron, when we remember LeBron, we remember the block on, you know, Iguodala. But when it comes to like who won it, we remember the Kyrie Irving shot. Like that's why he wanted Kyrie Irving, because he needed a guy that they could close the game with, because that's not who LeBron is. He's a great player, but he needs an alpha dog to close the game. He needs a killer. He needed a Wade. He needed a Kyrie,
a Bosch,
you know, a bubble.
A bubble. Definitely needed a bubble.
You know, like if you go through Jordan's, like you go through his highlights, all his titles he won, it's like there were times where definitely some guys hit big shots, but when they were down or they needed a bucket, it was usually Michael Jordan. Okay, I'm going on a run. I'm the best player ever. I'm going to run. You can't stop me. It doesn't matter what you do. I'm scoring, and there's nothing you can do about it. You just have to pray that I miss. And that was just never LeBron.
And if you bitch about it all these years later, I'm going to send my son to take your ex-wife.
Yeah, exactly. Diabolical. Absolutely diabolical. Cool work, bro. Oh my God. Yeah, I feel like when it's all said and done, my Steph Curry take is not going to be as wild.
Yeah.
To some.
That's fair. I mean, I have Kobe ahead of LeBron anyway.
Same. I have, yeah, for me it's Jordan, Kobe, Curry, Kareem, LeBron.
I mean, I'm biased, but I have Bird up there probably a little higher than you would.
You probably have Bird way higher than me.
Yeah. I think as somebody that got to see Bird in his prime, I think the thing that people don't realize is, like, I think he like just toyed around with the game sometimes. Like, he was surrounded by good teammates and everything,
for sure,
and didn't have to do anything half the time. Half the time, he would rather just be a dick to everybody. And like, oh, I'm gonna just hit this in your face now. You know, like, there's some amazing stories about Larry Bird.
Oh, for sure. He's got some great lore, but
yeah, but like, he was that guy too. But I think
why are those two people in the same sentence? like no offense. I love Alonzo Mourning. The reason why I'm a Miami Heat enjoyer is because of Alonzo Mourning. I absolutely love the Heat. My mom loved the Heat. She got me into them. I started watching their games, you know, that was the Tim Hardaway, Mashburn, Mourning era. I love that Heat team. I'm huge Alonzo Mourning fan. he is not Scottie Pippen. He is not Scottie Pippen tier.
Well, Scottie Pippen thinks he's Michael Jordan, so
Yeah, he's obviously not. But Scottie Pippen is definitely like a top 15 player all time.
yeah, I think Bird probably stands out more if his back doesn't give out on him.
I think
towards the end.
that helps, but I feel like Larry Bird is just not as good of a player as KD. I think KD, and KD came back from an Achilles tear. I think KD is just arguably the best scorer we've ever seen.
I think you could put Bird in his prime in this NBA now, and he would thrive.
I mean, he's basically Luka. Without, yeah, like he would. Like,
but I think he played better defense than Luka, though.
Yeah, he was. Oh yeah. Luka didn't play really any defense. Larry Bird, not only did he try on defense, he was actually really good at getting steals. He was very crafty.
Yeah.
Sure.
So
yeah, I have no doubt Larry would be great. Obviously, he would have to get his bag up, ball handling wise a little bit, but I think he would definitely be good. I just feel like if you put KD in Larry's era, he'd average like 50.
Yeah, maybe.
like KD is just a freak. Like he's an alien. Like
yeah,
like it's insane. Like no one can stop him.
Yeah, I was a big Alonzo Mourning guy too.
Love Zoe. Love Zoe. Zoe was amazing.
Because that was when Charlotte just was kind of coming into the NBA, and I grew up a Boston fan, even living in North Carolina. I remember watching the I think it was the '85 NBA Finals with my dad. So I remember having a Boston Celtics World Champions T-shirt when I was 6.
I wasn't alive in '85.
Yeah, so but yeah, it's one of my favorite basketball memories. It's the Dream Team year. We were living in Millington, Tennessee, which is just outside of Memphis, and that base was my favorite base we lived on, because I could ride my bike to the PX, which is basically like this little mini mall, and right next to the PX was a McDonald's, and they had the Dream Team like collector cups. And I went there like every day, and I got a Diet Coke, and I tried to get the whole team, and I had them. I still had them up until recently. When I bought my house, we had them. They were like still at my mom's house, and I just threw them away.
That's insane. I didn't go that far. So Alonzo Mourning sneakers. That's diabolical. I got some questionable sneakers. I love me some basketball sneakers, but I didn't go that crazy. I mainly got Jordans because I mainly got Jordans and Iversons because those are my two favorite players. I think at one point I got the Grant Hills, the Filas, because those were pretty tough at the time. I don't think I've gotten any. I don't think I got anybody else's. No, I think I may have gotten a pair of T-Max at one point, and I did, and I definitely got the and one shoes. I love me some and one. I went through a whole and one phase, but yeah, I never got Zoe's shoes
I never got anyone's shoes. The only jerseys I had growing up were Larry Bird, Alonzo Mourning, and Penny Hardaway.
Oh, that's it. Yeah, I had. I think jersey wise, I didn't have that many jerseys either. I didn't really wear a lot of jerseys. I had Jordan, Iverson, and Harold Carmichael.
When we lived in Florida, I went to like an outlet mall and got a Tracy McGrady Magic jersey for like $15. And I just got it just to have something to wear around that was like, because it was hot as balls.
I think one year I got one of the All-Star game jerseys. I bought one of the All-Star game jerseys, and I think it was Iverson's again. I just always I just love Iverson, bro. Iverson is Iverson is my idol.
Yeah, lady I worked with in Florida went to high school with Iverson. She would talk about it all the time.
They had some family who would run in Iverson because he actually lived in my area at some point. He would like be around there, and I think no, I actually did meet him. I went to a Sixers autograph signing, and I got to see AI, Aaron McKee, although that Erickson, that old Sixer team. But man, I had braids like him. I had the sneakers. I had the jersey. I had the mustache. I was an Iverson stan, bro.
So here's a funny one. Remember when Paul Pierce got stabbed?
I did, bro.
So I was actually at the hospital that night, like that they brought him to, because my friend Jen had cystic fibrosis and she like was admitted there, and I just happened to be visiting her, and we're looking out her window and saw there was like media everywhere. So we went down to the lobby and we're looking out just to find out what was going on. That's how I found out he got stabbed. And then we got on the elevator with Vitaly Potapenko.
I remember.
I want to say it was Greg Minor.
I remember him from NBA. I remember Potenko from NBA Live.
Yeah, so they got on the elevator with us, and then we went back to her room and turned the news on, and it was all over the news, obviously. So,
yeah. Did you see Paul Pierce may have been involved with the Gilbert Arenas casino?
Ooh, that sucks.
Well, not in like financially, for at least as far as I know, but yeah, after Gil got arrested, so I was looking into it, and I saw that someone had resurfaced a video of Paul Pierce because they were described because someone had described like what the casino was. They were saying, oh, Gil would have people in his house, and they would do gambling, and they had women in there, giving people massages and stuff like that. And then somebody resurfaced an old clip of Paul Pierce hanging out in somebody's very nice mansion, and he was gambling, and he mentioned like they saw that he was getting a massage from a woman, and there was a lot of activity in the back, and people were like, wait a minute, was he at Gil's house?
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised considering how he blew up his marriage,
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't obviously meet Paul Pierce, but
of course.
I was there when he got stabbed. So.
Yeah. I mean, that's something to remember.
Yep.
AI elevated his team more than Jordan. I wouldn't go that far, but I did. But yeah, when he crossed Jordan, that definitely was one of my more vivid childhood memories, and ever since that day, I was like an Iverson stan. I actually went to see. Fortunately, I wasn't there when he crossed over Jordan, but I was in attendance for another game when Jordan came to Philly to play the Sixers, and got to see him.
Practice. We talking about practice.
Practice. Valid crash out, by the way.
Yeah.
Fucking dumbass reporter.
I always remember he was wearing a Red Sox hat for that for some reason.
we are talking about right. Like Iverson's a guy, especially with all this low management BS. We got Iverson as a guy who, sure, he maybe he wasn't at a shoot around or practice, but he was at every game.
Yeah.
And he not only was he at every game, if he was physically able, he played like 42 minutes, sometimes 48, gave 150%, no plays off. He's running around, going through screens like Curry, like before Curry was, coming up the Iverson cut, crossing people over. He was hustling around, running around in defense, fighting through screens, trying to get steals. He was given 150% every play. And so if he wants to skip practice, let him. Like, he still come out and give you 50. Well, both doggos.
Yeah, they both wanted to say hi. Say hi, Wilson.
Hello, Wilson.
Say hi, Wilson.
He's looking better. No cone of shame.
No cone of shame. He's better.
Oh, cute little guy.
Then Evie is doing Evie things
as per usual.
Yeah, she's the bashful one.
Indeed.
So
yeah. I didn't think it was this late. My Battlefield download is at 50%.
cool.
So I'll try to play it unless the beta ends before I can get a chance. Appreciate everyone hanging out for the after show. As a friendly reminder, no episode next week because Jay is taking a mysterious trip overseas to Paris. Officially, he's spending time with his wife, but we know there's a real reason that he's going to be out in France. So we look forward to finding out what that is together on probably the following episode of the After Show podcast. So that'll be the week after this coming one. So stay tuned. And on a unrelated note, definitely check out my co-stream of Gamescom opening night on August 19th. Should be a lot of fun. A lot of great reveals happening. I'll probably have a preview video about Gamescom launching this week on the main channel. So be on the lookout for that. It should be fun. Ubisoft is in their French Canada. They're French Canadian. But yeah, we're not getting any more clues out of JayShockblast. He's said way too much, honestly.
Or not.
I mean, it's a little leaky. More Fortnite may have some leaks here. But you know, it did get robbed in Den of Thieves. So not as good, not as tight as it used to be. Damn DEI. All right, so we'll catch y'all next time. Appreciate everyone hanging out. I'm Sadot The Gamer.
I am not Casual Avenger.
Zip it up and zip it out. Peace. My naysayers.